What is up, guys? Max with the Parlay Princes. We are here, back. We're ready. Unfortunately, there's no fights at all this week. We had Contender Series, which was pretty good last night. But there ain't jack shit this weekend. No BKFC. I'll even watch PFL at this point. No PFL. I don't know what's going on in the boxing world, so who cares? But that's why we're going to dive into UFC for not this weekend, but the following weekend, September 7th. I forget what the name of the card is, if it's a fight night or not. I'll tell you right now. It is a fight night. It is at the Apex. Love it 'cause it's a little bit earlier. It's at 4 p.m. start time in New York, so I'll be ready for that. Yeah, we're going to run through it. Give me a little subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff, guys. It definitely helps me out. I'm going to obviously put the timestamps in there so you guys can jump to certain fights. This will be a quick breakdown because I still have to watch some tape. I know the majority of these fighters, but we got to see what's going on here. You know, these are just early predictions. It's not what I'm betting yet, so let's dive in. For starters, we got the worst name ever. There's no way I'm even going to say this first name. Ramaska versus Nathan Fletcher, however they want to say it. So neither of these guys have UFC fights, which means God help you if you're betting on this shit. Have either of them ever had a UFC fight? No. Fletcher has fought in Cage Warriors, which I like a little bit more. I think the competition's a little bit more firm in Cage Warriors. They don't have the odds for this either. Again, I'm staying pretty far away from this. I'm going to go with Fletcher, but for no reason other than I like Cage Warriors at all. He's 8-1. Ramaska's 9-2. Records are very close. Ages are basically the same. Ramaska's apparently got 3 inches of height. God knows if that's true or not. And their reach is basically dead even. So, who knows? I'm going with Fletcher. But again, just a prediction. Have not watched any tape. No idea who these guys are. Just looking at some stats. That's what I'm going with. Andre Petroski, Dylan Budka. Obviously the odds are reflecting Petroski, which is the person I'm picking in this prediction. Just because of experience, I think Budka's had 1 or 2 UFC fights. He's had 1 UFC fight. He won this Contender Series fight. He got KO'd second round against Cesar Almeida, which is kind of fair. Almeida's nasty at kickboxing. If you're not ready for that, you're going to get lit up. So that is what happened. Petroski, on the other hand, as we know from his last prediction, we always talk about him getting KO'd from a hip bone. That takes talent in itself. So, Petroski's 33, Budka's 24. Keep that in mind too. I think Petroski has more ways to win. Not that I think he'll ever get a KO, but as we saw in his last fight, his ability to get it to the ground is great. Once he gets it to the ground, it's staying there. I'm going Petroski, probably points. I'm trying to get some plus money out of it, but wouldn't be shocked if Budka gets a win because he kind of needs one, I feel like. So that's why I'm going with Petroski on that one. Next, Jaqueline, Amorim, Vanessa, Demopoulos. So this one's funny because I always bet Vanessa Demopoulos at these odds. Never straight bet, obviously, but plus 240, and then you can put her points for like plus 350, bro. Put that in a parlay. I did that last time. I was laughing to the bank. I forget if the parlay hit, but bro, they love Vanessa Demopoulos. Amorim should 100% get this done. But if Demopoulos gets us to a decision, it's going to be a split. One of the judges is going to give it to her 30-27. We see this a mile away. It's insanity. So, Amorim better get it done. Like, I'll probably put her money line in a bigger ticket parlay for like $50 or something like that. But boys, Vanessa Demopoulos, she wins for no reason. She does have more UFC experience in this fight. I forget how many. I think Amorim only has 3 UFC fights. Yeah, only has 3 UFC fights. Won 2 of them with a finish. So Vanessa does have more UFC experience, but she should not win this fight. She's not the better fighter. Next one. This guy only has one name, which you know. That means he's a lock. How do you say it? Let's see if we got this. Yizha? Going with Yizha. Versus Gabriel Santos. So, yeah, straight off the bat, I like Yizha. He was one of the winners on the road to UFC in February. He's a crazy finisher, 13 submissions, 6 KOs, which means 19 finishes out of 25 fights. It's pretty insane. Gabriel Santos has had 2 UFC fights and lost both of them. He got KO'd by David Onama, which is kind of fair. Onama's a sniper. We had some fun times betting Onama KO for plus money back in the day. I've never watched either of these. Well, I've watched Santos get slept, but I've never watched Yizha. But he seems like a killer. The only thing that scares me are these guys that at China only be fighting Chinese fighters, and it's just not the highest level competition as compared to fighting in other organizations where you get mixed ethnicities. That's my opinion on that. So I'm going Yizha. There's no odds for this yet, but keep an eye out for that. Felipe dos Santos, Andre Lima. Man, I like dos Santos a lot. He's the one that filled in short notice for the cop fight. And he went the distance, and he was standing his ground. It was beautiful. His next fight, he didn't do as good. I remember I was freaking out because I was betting him, and he won kind of because of robbery. I'm not going to lie. But that did happen. So I think, and he's plus money. I like that. I like that a lot. He's just he's gonna fight for your money. He's one of those fighters where I can confidently bet him and know if he gets kicked in the liver and he goes down, it's because he had no other choice but to go down. Like, he's not one of them. He's very doggy. And then we have the guy he's fighting, Andre Lima, I believe is the guy that got bit 2 fights ago. So he won by a bite DQ. Very unique. So he's had 2 UFC fights. He won the other because of a bite. Won his Contender Series fight. Everything going the distance minus the bite, obviously. So I like dos Santos in this. Lima was looking sharp in that fight where he did get bit. I forgot the fight, his most recent fight where he won. I have to rewatch that, but I like dos Santos in this. He fights for your money. He went crazy against Cops up there in the rankings. So I'm going with dos Santos plus money for right now. This next one's disgusting because the odds. I say Dulgarian minus 3,000. Brendon, I forget how you say this name. Brendon Marotte, maybe? Marotte, classic story. He was fighting Terrence McKinney. My girlfriend and I were in her room before I moved in here. We're in her room watching TV. We had to leave for dinner. The fight starts. She's like, babe, we have to leave. I'm like, look, babe, give me a couple seconds. McKinney's going to kill this guy. Just give me a couple seconds. 20 seconds later, he assassinates this man. Loved it. I was in heaven. So, yeah, obviously I'm going to fade Marotte. But the only issue is Dulgarian's a minus 3,000, so you literally can't bet on this fight. There's no reason to. A KO sub, what is a KO sub going to be? A minus 1,700? We're good. Just watch it as a fan. Don't even sweat that shit. Dulgarian could win by KO. He could win by sub. It could be one of those nasty fights that goes decision for no reason. Stay away. Just watch it as a fan. Go take a piss. Jerk in the bathtub. Whatever you gotta do. Ryan Spann, OSP. I kind of like this fight just because I feel like whoever loses might get kicked. Not that I enjoy that, but it's a battle for the job. That is kind of fun in a sense, as long as it's not me. We got Ryan Spann at minus 350, which I do understand. He should actually, I can't even say he should get a finish here, because OSP went the distance with Kennedy. We all had our minds blown. I think Kennedy was a minus 800 or some shit. We all had Kennedy. We couldn't believe it, but OSP looked great in that fight. Good for him. He could look great in this fight too, and just piece up Ryan Spann for no reason. So I'd probably stay away from this one. Maybe have some fun, put it going the distance if it's plus money. But you can't take Ryan Spann at minus 350. That's disgusting. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. Lost to Anthony Smith twice, I think. Not both recently, but one was recent. Let's take a look at this. Krylov, Smith, and Guskov. All right. So yeah, I'm going Ryan Spann, but stay far away from this one. Like, I wouldn't mind just not betting on this and watching OSP piece him up. Might have fun with that. Another guy with one name. I feel like they have two names. It's ESPN's fucking up. Another guy with one name that was on the road to UFC as well and won in February. Rongzhu and Chris Padilla. Rongzhu is a minus 270. What was Padilla? I forgot who Padilla was. Something about... Oh, yeah, he's the one that subbed Lion Top. Lion Top just fought recently against Worschev, went the distance. Great fight. I am going... This is tough. This is tough because it's kind of the same issue, like I said before, how these fighters from China only fight Chinese fighters. I don't believe this guy... Oh, this guy was in the UFC before. That's right. This guy was in the UFC before. He was 2-1. He lost to Vargas and Bahamondes, which is fair. Bahamondes is filthy. I fuck with Bahamondes heavily, so I actually excuse him for that. So it seems like he left the UFC in 2022 and just had a quick turnaround. He had one KO and then came right back and rode to UFC and won that shit. So good for him. I guess I'm going to go Rongzhu because experience, but stay away from that. Minus 270. Watch some tape. Obviously put more videos out with more detail, but Rongzhu is my pick as of now just for experience. And just fought more recently. Oh, no, never mind. I'm sorry. Lion Top fought, Padilla fought Lion Top in April of 2024. That could be an upset. That could be an upset written all over it. No UFC experience versus just starched Lion Top. This next one's going to be a good one. Trevor Peak versus Yanal Ashmouz. I'm going Trevor Peak. Just one of those guys that fights for your money again. These guys are very evenly stacked. Height, age, reach, significant strikes landed per minute, takedown average, takedown accuracy, everything's like right down the middle. Peak has more UFC experience. He has about 5 UFC fights, I believe. Yanal did KO Sam Patterson, which is impressive. I am a Sam Patterson fan. Lost to Chris Duncan, which is kind of scary because he's another guy that just applies pressure. And that's what Trevor Peak does. As long as Trevor Peak doesn't get chinned, he's in your face and he's not going away. So that's why I like Trevor Peak. I honestly thought he was like 35. He's only 29, so that kind of locked me in a little bit more. He's actually got 2 inches of reach, which doesn't mean much unless he uses it. I'm going Trevor Peak. The odds are dead even, so, have some fun with that. Bet what you want. Dead even odds. My pick right now is Peak, and I'm probably going to stick with that. This next one, we're fading the Matt Schnell chin for sure. Matt Schnell versus Alessandro Costa. Matt Schnell, I was there live when he subbed Sumadarji. That was fucking unbelievable. He kept getting hit with the elbows. I'm like, why can't he see these elbows? It was unbelievable that he came back and won. So, like, there has been fights where I've wanted to bet match Schnell because I have that envisioned in my mind, engraved in my mind. But we're definitely fading the match Schnell chin after that Urseg KO. That was disgusting. And Costa is really fucking good. Minus 550. I think it should be, like, even better odds than that. Went the distance with the Urseg. Yeah, when he wins in KO, you know? And when he loses in fashion. So I definitely like Costa. I would like a double chance KO sub or a KO fade the match Schnell chin. I don't know how I'm betting against match Schnell, but we definitely are. So that's what we're riding with as of now. Another great fight, Steve Garcia versus Kyle Nelson. Love this one. I kind of like Steve Garcia in this. I thought he was going to be plus money. I love fading Canadian men. No offense to any Canadians watching this, but the records recently have just been atrocious. And Steve Garcia, he's just been sleeping people. When he wins, it's with that fucking... Is it a right hand? I can't remember which stance it is, but my God. I definitely had him KO round 1 against Choi. Thank God for that. Kyle Nelson's good, though. It's tough, and he's plus money. It's like you almost want to take it. He went the distance with Padilla, too, and Padilla is really fucking good as well. Fernando Padilla. I'm going Steve Garcia now, but if I pick flip, don't get mad at me, because that would be the one. Definitely throw Kyle Nelson on some parlays, you know. He's, like, technically better, but people accidentally get in the pocket with Steve Garcia, and then it just lights out. So that's kind of the issue there. Steve Garcia has 15 minutes to accidentally find that chin, and he seems to do it. So as of now, I'm going Steve Garcia. But again, Kyle Nelson's looking good as an underdog. Jessica Andrade, Natalia Silva. This will be a great fight. And boys, I love to bet on what Jacob's lock of the week is from We Want Picks. As of right now, Jacob's lock of the week is going to be Natalia Silva. Okay, lock that in. If it's a Brazilian girl with a vagina, he locks it, and that's looking real good. Real good. I'd be surprised if he switched to Andrade, because it has to be someone that he wants to insert himself into, and I think Natalia Silva's the one. So lock that in, boys. I'm betting on Natalia Silva. She's overall better. My fear is that she underestimates Andrade a little bit. That's my fear, I guess. But I do like Natalia Silva in this. She's better, faster, stronger, amazing head kicks. I just trust her fight IQ too a little more. Andrade has technically fought the better competition. She's had a hell of a run, but I'm just going with Silva. You know, better, faster, stronger, nasty boxing. When she gets in the pocket, she doesn't close her eyes. She's not scared. She's catching the body. She's catching the chin, stepping back, head kick, pressure against the cage, takedown. If they get back up, same shit, rinse and repeat, trying to find submissions. She's nasty. Fights for your money. So does Andrade, but the fight IQ is just gone. She did look good in her last fight. She fucked up my parlay in her last fight, but I'm going Silva heavy on this one. We had some fun days betting Silva plus 200 KO when she was on the come up. Those were fun nights. I would text my homie. I'd be like, yo, Silva KO. KO round 1. Trust it. Lock it in. How many times does that happen? Let me see. We got 2 right here. Only twice. So we had fun with it twice. And then I probably busted a parlay by telling everybody KO. Let's see what we got here. The main event, Burns versus Brady. I hate betting against Burns. I fuck with Gilbert a lot. He looked good in his JDM fight. He really did. JDM is not an easy fight. That was my pick, was Burns points in my parlay. So that hurt my soul because he was so close. But Burns fights for your money. My issue here is that Brady does pretty damn good against grapplers, people that have great BJJ, wrestlers. He seems to find his way around them. So my issue with Brady is him getting pieced up, and I don't see that happening in this fight. If anything, I see him doing the piecing. The odds are pretty close. We got Brady at minus 190. So I don't know how he gets it done technically. I would love to find that plus money somewhere in there. I'm sure we will. But yeah, as of now, I'm going Brady. Not super confident. Probably 75% confident in Brady. Again, Burns has just fought better competition, more experience. My issue is Brady is hungry. My issue a little bit is Burns is 38. Those are my issues. I think Brady's in the come up. They both lost to Bilal. Technically, Brady lost way worse to Bilal. He got pieced up. Yeah, fuck my parlay up. I had Brady on that for sure. But I actually remember that night. That was the O'Malley night. I definitely remember that night. That was the night O'Malley beat Jan. Kind of. Yeah, so that's my shit right there. Like I said, Sean Brady to finish it up. I'll definitely put out some more videos for you guys. I might put out some little news clips. We might talk a little about Dana's press conference. I don't like how he's switching up this sphere talk. At first, it was like this grand event he's putting on for everybody. Like he's doing this for us. But it's turning out that he got the sphere because he's getting screwed over so bad by these Canelo people. Not Canelo, but like that Canelo fight is fucking with his business. And in return, they're like, here's the sphere, we're sorry. I might make a video on that. I'm going to find some more news for you guys just to keep the momentum going. That's my early picks right there for the fight night. Again, no fights this weekend. Fuck my life, but we'll figure it out. That's it, guys. A little subscribe, like, comment goes a long way for me. I appreciate y'all. Instagram, TikTok. I talk a lot of shit on there daily. That's it. We'll be back. Let's get it.
I got me a bag, it can't even fit up in my jeans. The niggas mad, prices back up on my team. The truck too fast, I don't even know how I made it down the street. Yeah, franchise, we the team. 100 rolls up in a week. I made 100 right in that week. I just say shit, I cannot sleep.